said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Oh, welcome back to Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain. I don't know why it feels like it's been longer than it is. But anyway, I guess I really should sip my fucking drinks before I start this thing. Well, Mike, you forgot your fucking topics. Oh, I know what Well, I hope you guys are doing good. Here I am in the sunshine of Boston, Massachusetts. Funny thing, when I was coming back and I went through customs, so they use a camera to take you. I walked up and I handed my passport to the U.S. Customs agent. He took it. He then didn't open it. He just goes, pull down your mask and look at the camera, and I did. And he goes, Michael Bain, and I go, yep. And then he opened my passport. So facial recognition is we're already all the way there. I don't know why. It's pretty scary, especially considering all that stuff going on in Canada, which even if you don't like the truckers, and that's fine. I think you're wrong, but that's fine. Well, you can't be wrong. Well, you know what? You are wrong. But anyway, let's say you don't like them. They've been completely peaceful. And I think the thing that they did that all previous protests the past 2 years failed at was they didn't specifically target random people. They didn't block off a full highway and say, fuck you and going to work. They didn't block off the road as you were coming home. It's funny to me that the same people who were saying a protest is supposed to, fuck up someone's day, it's supposed to be inconvenient, that a riot is a language of the unheard, are now calling something that had no physical violence and even violence to property, period, a terrorist act. Or you're going so far as to say that it's, simply saying that it's not a protest when it is. Well, they had a completely non-violent movement. I got to give them credit. They're getting their asses kicked right now. But why can't we all just come together and realize what this is about, guys? It's a social credit score. They've established this is the beginning of the social credit score. Because they took the trucks and the cars that were there, and the government is just confiscating them and selling them off for profit. The government gets the money. That should scare you. It's one thing if the government takes them and fines the people, but they're just taking them. They're just taking them and then collecting the money, which is scary. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. It's fucking scary. Also, obviously, they are freezing people's bank accounts, which is also fucking scary because that's what. Well, you know what? The FBI has already done that to people. The FBI has already. There's a couple people the FBI just takes their money. So that's kind of what's next up on the docket for the social credit score is, hey, you've had bad ideas, so now your money's gone. Anyway, that's all I could think about is, they have my face. And then the IRS is trying to institute facial recognition software. That's going to be great. Isn't it? I came back just in time to pay my taxes. And they have my face on record. The Department of Unemployment is taking back millions of dollars from people. Remember when we were like, oh, they're helping us out during COVID? Nah, they're taking... They're calling people. I actually know a lot of people that this has happened to. They're calling people up and saying, saying we want our money back. Fucking, oh shit, Massachusetts, you suck. What else is going on? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for this caffeine to kick in. Oh, Pete Davidson and Kanye West. Those of you not aware, Kanye West is having a very messy, well, it's past breakup point. Kim Kardashian is now dating Pete Davidson because Kim Kardashian is a psycho cunt. And I don't know, I'm indifferent towards Pete. I'm definitely on Team Kanye because I think there's something wrong with Pete. Not just like, oh, Pete looks like he's physically sick, but Pete is one of these individuals that you meet in entertainment who doesn't want to be happy. Who just goes, oh, I'm never going to be happy. And it's a horrible thing to see. Because Pete Davidson could just go be happy. He could just go be rich and be famous and find a fun girl and build a life with her. But instead, Pete Davidson has chosen to date celebrity women, which is you should never do as a celebrity. Because guess what you have is drama with someone who's also mentally ill. Pete Davidson could go just find a girl in Idaho. And he could just go to Idaho and just pick the hottest girl. And that could be his wife. And he could just live on a ranch and then go to New York and have kids. But he doesn't. He doesn't. Who does he choose? He chooses Kim Kardashian, a woman who got famous doing from a porn video, and whose ex-husband, though I love Kanye, is mentally unhinged. So I'm going to date a woman who has 2 to 3 kids. I don't know how many. She's got at least 2, I think 3 children. So I'm going to date a single mother. And I get that I think she's a billionaire. Whatever. It doesn't matter. He has enough money. He doesn't need any more money. Pete doesn't need more money. He's already famous. He doesn't need to be more famous. So I'm going to go date a single mother whose ex is clearly mentally unstable, is a psycho. I'm going to go do that. Now, if any one of your guy friends said that, you go, good fucking luck, dickhead. But not Pete Davidson. For some reason, we look at Pete and act like it's normal. Oh my God, Pete, fucking, why, Pete? Why don't you just be happy? Pete aggravates me. Like, I feel every now and then I think he's coming around. He's finally just gonna grow up and be happy. And he says, no, I will not be happy. I won't even fucking consider it. Not even for a little bit. Not even for a second. If you're looking for something fun, and what's funny is, I actually feel for Kanye because he's not fully in his kid's life now, and he was some of the stuff he's posting is just wild. It's nuts. Because he's shitting on Pete, or he's posting, hey, look at what this person said about how you're wrong, Kim. But he doesn't want his kids on social media, which I get. I totally get. He doesn't want his kids on social media, and Kim does. And I mean, but dude, and let's say you have a daughter with Kim Kardashian. Look at the female role models she has to look up to. That daughter's fucked. I'm sorry, dude. That's like the best you could hope for is that she marries the guy she makes her first porno with. That's it. That's the best you could really hope for. The Paul brothers are Logan Paul's getting into wrestling. Well, it's only a matter of time. They already got into boxing. That's normally something you do later in your career, but I feel like that's... I'm neutral on the Paul brothers. I don't... As far as goofy people go, they're not the worst. Oh, all right. You know what? Let me get into this. So, the Tinder Swindler. For those of you who have not seen it, there's a documentary on Netflix. It's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. I don't normally recommend that you guys watch shows or TV or whatever. I don't, because I think 90% of it is shit. And in a way, this is also shit. But I will explain to you why it's entertaining. Now, I'm also just going to give you a full synopsis of what happened. The Tinder Swindler is a documentary on Netflix. About 50 million people around the world have watched it. Here's what happened. If you watch it, you'll understand what my reference is better. I'll do my best to keep you guys up to date. A guy from Israel, started going around. Now, he started off kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Catch Me If You Can. Small things, check fraud, identity fraud in Israel. He gets in trouble. He leaves. He starts jet-setting around Europe. And what he does is he sets up basically a Ponzi scheme with women. He pretends to be rich. He pretends to be the son of a billionaire. Right? And he's kind of short. Right? He's somewhat handsome, but looks refined. He then goes from woman to woman, taking her on a lavish vacation with another woman's money, and then while duping, the woman into thinking he's rich with another woman's money, just like a Ponzi scheme. He pulls someone else's money to pay off this first person, and then eventually just ditches him and moves on to the next one. Now, it is. Let me just say, I don't think this guy's a hero. I do think he's a dirtball. But here's the thing. This thing drives women nuts. It really bothers women, and I don't think they have a fucking right to feel bothered. Because I've told this to watch. No woman, I can't watch that. Why? I had a girl go, is there a woman version of this? And I go, yeah, women do it all the fucking time. What do you, like, every day? Every day. Except the difference is a woman wouldn't, take you as a guy out and pay for all your stuff and then get you to give money. So I'll just start from the beginning. So it starts with this woman. It's about these three women specifically. Now, he had scammed plenty of them before that, but he gets this Norwegian chick, and he has a type. He goes for career yuppie, your typical white yuppie woman who is supposedly sophisticated and has plenty of money. These aren't broke women. They're not single mothers. He's not stealing from destitute women, okay? And they've been career women for their whole lives, and they've never settled down or had kids. And so they got to rub it in the faces of the women who did, that they're living this jet-setting lifestyle. And he finds these women, cosmopolitan women. He met this chick in London, but she's Norwegian. And they're usually in their 30s to entering their 40s. They're that, oh man, I really need a man now type of thing, after not ever focusing on that for decades. And it's not that he necessarily has a type, it's that they also fall for it. So this woman, and this is the woman who set the whole thing up, because she's the biggest victim of them all. All right? I thought this guy, I really wanted to think that this guy was a scumbag. But at the same time, I think these women are also scumbags. I don't think there's any real victim in this, or a hero. So he finds this Norwegian chick, and he convinces her. So he tells her, hey, let's get a cup of coffee. I have an hour before I have to leave the country. And she does it. And this woman is supposedly looking for something serious. Now, this is very important. In all of his Tinder photos, he shows himself clearly as a rich guy. He's on yachts. He's on planes. He's got fancy watches. He's in amazing clubs. He's at crazy beaches we have to be rich to go to, like the Greek island of Mykonos, the billionaire island. He is in wearing designer clothes. He's in Ferraris and shit. And so they know They're swiping they're swiping right because of the status that they see this guy have. All right, they're going for this. They want it absolutely. They see the money. Now, this woman looking for love and something serious meets a guy for coffee an hour before he leaves the country. Interesting. Right away, they hit it off. She totally just oh my God, he was just so charming and everything and debonair. And in under an hour, this dude, they meet. He then hits her up and goes, hey, I gotta leave, but I got a private jet to Bulgaria. Do you want to come with? Who else is on the jet? His mom and his ex-baby mama, the mother of his kid who he's no longer dating, who's got his kid. And what does this bitch say? Yes. She says yes. She says fucking yes. She met this guy for an hour, and now she's going to Bulgaria with him. Okay? Eastern Europe. Okay? Just like, I'm all about traveling and going new places. But bitch, it's Bulgaria. Okay? But all she heard was private jet. He also told her, he tells them all, my dad is a billionaire in the diamond industry from Israel. So they all know he's gonna be a billionaire. They're gonna get that money. So they're all over this. They're gold diggers. This part is conveniently left out that these women are clearly fucking with this dude because they're gold digging hoes. Okay, and eventually early on he tells her, I have enemies. But they ignore that part that this man says repeatedly, I have enemies. There's people out to get me. I have to be careful. I have a private security card called Peter who's with me. Now, over time, he's jet set and he's going from country to... I got to give this guy so much credit because he is manipulating women. He's like, dude, I could never do what this guy did. He is... And he runs the same game with him. He gets them to go for him. He tempts them with the money that he's using from another woman. He eventually, what he does is he sends them a video of Peter's security guard who's all bloody. And he goes, they got to Peter. Look at that. And then slowly he goes, oh, my enemies are freezing my bank accounts. Can you lend me some money? Can you take out a loan? Can you let me use your credit cards? And so he got this Dutch girl to take out a $40,000 loan, then $50,000. Eventually, she took out 5-6 loans for a total of $250,000 American dollars and let this guy use her credit cards. He used those to go to Greece, where he was dating another girl he was dating, and he also brought a girl he met off Tinder who was his friend, and he wined and dined her. This is the second victim that we see in the documentary. And she met him and was like, yeah, I normally wouldn't, date him because he's short. Another over 35, probably getting close to 40-year-old, love taking pictures of herself in her bikinis. This chick is, I think she's a Swede. And then the third girl's Dutch. Another one, same fucking deal. He eventually, he runs the same game on her. They're after Peter. Gets about $60,000 out of her, borrows some credit cards. Now, here's the thing. At a certain point, he says, oh, I sent you a check for double what they lent him, right? Every time. So they keep oh, my God, he's such a monster. He's such a monster. And then you find out he had another chick who he had been dating for 14 months, who he got $140,000 from. All right, this is the Dutch girl. He was gaming her the whole time. And I'm just curious as to how it is that these women are dating a guy who's never around. And they keep talking about how, especially the first one, I was in love with him. No. This is very important because it's a very important woman quality. This woman was not in love with this guy. What is this guy's name? I think it's Lev. This woman was not in love with this man. She was in love with the idea of him. She was in love with the status that came with him. Okay? An enormous amount of women don't get married because they're in love with you or their husband. They get married because they're in love with the idea of marriage. They're in love with the photos and the look at me and I'm better than you that comes with that. That's what they're in love with. And this first girl, the Norwegian girl, repeatedly, all she did was talk about how she watched Beauty and the Beast as a kid. That was Simone. Simone, that was his name. Same name as my Jewish landlord from New York. Simone. It might be Simon. I think it's Simon. Whatever. I'll say Simon. That sounds better than Simone. She kept talking about Beauty and the Beast and, God, Disney. You know how women say guys shouldn't watch porn because it fucks our brains up? Women should not be allowed to, little girls should not be allowed to watch Disney movies because it fucks their brains up. The princess thing is really bad. It really just sets an unrealistic sense of relationships, just like porn sets an unrealistic sense of fucking. That's what those rom-coms and those Hallmark movies, they're not healthy for women to watch. They're really toxic shit. Disney princess movies, the worst. And I feel like she purposely picked that one because in that, Belle meets this guy and she fixes him, and he's a beast and an animal, and he's dangerous, but he also just happens to be rich. Isn't that funny that in all the Disney movies the women get with rich dudes? Huh. Same thing with mostly Hallmark movies. Anyway, this is very important. All these women got these crazy loans at the drop of a dime. They're not broke. I don't feel bad. Like, I would feel bad if this guy was scamming like single mothers or some woman who works at McDonald's, okay? Which some guys do. Some guys do that. There is the broke version of the Tinder Swindler who is going around scamming bitches out of their EBT cards and sneaking Lunchables from their kids. There is that. What he fucking? He's like, my ops are out to get me. My opponents are out to get me, so I got to live with you in your Section 8 housing where a man isn't supposed to be for 3 months. There is that. But he didn't do this. So Simon regularly, what he does is he runs his game, and he's been running it several times. Eventually, the Dutch girl gets scammed. The Norwegian girl gets scammed, and she finds out, she does some research, finds out that this guy had scammed 3 Finnish women, one of whom was the baby mom that she had met, who told her he's a great guy. Oh, funny thing about this Norwegian chick, he was getting them an apartment in London or Amsterdam, right? And there are all these pictures of them, all these videos, never together though. Never together. She was in love with this guy. I was so in love with him. But there's never any pictures or videos of them together. It's just of her doing stuff. And there's a video of her in this apartment, this giant multi-million dollar apartment that they were going to live in. And as soon as she got there, she's just videoing the entire place so she can fucking show it off on Instagram and Snapchat. These women were gold diggers. They were your typical Western materialists to the core. To the fucking core. Obsessed with status and all of that. And he would get them by going, oh, I want to build a family with you and I'm in love with you after like the second date. And it's I don't feel bad for him. And I've had women friends of mine watch it and I go, would you have fallen for this? And they go, well, and they won't just say no. And they know the answer is no. They would never, if a guy called them up and said, take out a loan for $50,000, a high interest fucking loan, they would have said, fuck you. There are dudes out here dating women who wouldn't give them $50 and they supposedly love him if the dude lost his job. And they're like, oh no, every girl I talk to is like, no, I don't know, maybe. It just say, because they don't want to admit that these women kind of deserve it. And in the ultimate thing, as we've talked about accountability with women, there's this sense of this, you did this. So the guy eventually he gets in trouble for some shit he did in Israel ages ago. He's not in trouble for scamming these women because they gave him their money. And that's not illegal. So he didn't really break any laws scamming these women. And in reality, he didn't. He didn't fucking break any laws scamming these women. And they're all super angry about it. Understandably, I do feel bad because it's like, oh shit, my credit's ruined. I am up my... But it was assumed that they would immediately get paid back. They kind of saw this. It's why it's really is a Ponzi scheme as an investment, right? They were like, I'm going to invest some money in this guy and I'll get it back. Not just financially, right, when he pays me back double. I'll get it back when I get pregnant, or I'll get it back when we get married or start dating and I get access to my father-in-law's billions. Now this dude's clearly not a billionaire, but that was the ruse. And he would he would take one girl out. So that whole time he got $250K from that Norwegian girl, he was taking the Swedish girl and a Russian girl out in Greece. And then he took that Swede's money to use on another girl and just kept it going. It's kind of like ingenious. I don't know how he doesn't completely fall apart. Like I would, if this was me, I would accidentally be texting the wrong girls. I would send the video of Peter getting beat up to a girl I already sent it to and be like, and she'd be like, I've already seen this. Like, dude, I have accidentally texted people I was talking shit about. Never mind. Like, this guy deserves a lot of credit. But in the end, these girls at the end, I get it. They got fucked over. You did get fucked over, but you got this guy back. He went to jail for like 6 months, 5 months. Here's the thing. These women, and I got to give them credit, the Norwegian girl realized this is what happens when you scam rich white girls. She realized I could use this to my own financial gain. So no accountability for the fact that I made a horrible decision. This guy was covered in red flags. Anyone who watches this goes, red flags times a million. And they ignored him. They ignored all the fucking red flags. All of them. There were a million red flags and they ignored all of them because they believed he was a billionaire. Because, right, like, you just met this guy. Why did you go with him in Bulgaria? Private jet. Other girl. Why did you give this guy money? Because I was on Billionaire Island, Mykonos with him. And he wasn't even trying to fuck her. She was willing to be his friend and watch him be goofy just for the status that came with it. Think how many times you've seen a girl taking half-naked pictures in a random place. And it's like, I'm traveling alone. You go, no, you're not. No, you're not. There's an old creepy dude around that corner right there. There's somebody with some, is a Persian or a Greek dude with some saggy, hairy, wrinkly, tan balls, and you are gonna suck them, and that is how you earned this vacation. Anyway, in the end, so these girls set up a GoFundMe so other women would just donate money to them so they could pay off these loans that they took out. Not only did these girls learn nothing from this ordeal, and in no way be held accountable because they have a GoFundMe, they each now have 250,000 followers on Instagram, which is worth its weight in gold. That is a lot. That is a lot. Okay? I don't think you understand. that means endorsements. And I go to their Instagram pages and it's all about, oh, I'm on the search. They're all being interviewed by TV stations around the world. They're becoming social media influencers. Eventually they'll write a book. Getting scammed by this dude is going to basically allow them to quit their fucking jobs and become social media influencers and not have to work again. In reality, getting scammed by Simon was the greatest fucking thing to ever happen to him. And here's the funny thing, they still haven't paid off their loans, and they're taking pictures of themselves on Mykonos, the billionaire's island. They're like, their Instagram is just filled with them being rich and elegant. And so I was rooting for them in the start. I really feel nothing for them. Nothing. Because they were gold diggers. It really was. And here's the thing I've said to other girls who watched it. They were like, oh man, how do you think he got them? And I go, do you know how many girls this guy messaged before he hooked one? Women don't really understand how dating apps work for a man. We right swipe on everything. All right? We fish. We do industrial fishing. We throw out a net. We pull it in. We see what we got. We throw back anything that isn't for us. All right? By unmatching. We then basically, and then it turns into traditional fishing where we shoot our shot. We send out, hey, how you doing? Oh, look at you. Whatever pickup line we got, we throw it, send it out a few dozen times. Occasionally it hooks. That's the same thing with in-person hitting on women. Same thing. We're out in a bar. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? We talk and talk and talk to women until finally, bam, hook. We get one. That's how that works, ladies. And so, then this works for all guys. Ugly ones, rich ones, good-looking ones. It's the same game no matter what. It is a numbers game for us. And these are just the women who fell for it. So for these girls who did get duped, there are hundreds of women who said, fuck no. Abso-fucking, I just can't get over this guy's ability to, dating is so exhausting. This guy, he's not even, oh my God, he just must have like a permanent cocaine drip in his brain. Because while he's partying, all right, while he is at a beach, while he is up all night, drinking champagne and driving around in sports cars and eating at fancy restaurants, he is simultaneously texting I love you, baby. I want to have kids to 3, 4 other women. And, oh my God, Peter, they got Peter. I don't understand this, just his mercantilism, his business sense, his management skills are just through the fucking roof. Like this guy could make an app. This guy, I'm just so impressed. I'm not rooting for him because he is a scumbag. Because you eventually find out that he fucked over a lot of random people along the way. But it's beyond baffling. It's beyond baffling. I just how he could. I can't manage time management with me, with just trying to live my life and be happy, and one woman is astronomical. Never mind when I've been fooling around with multiples, like when I kept a rotation of 4 or 5, and that was just fucking, that wasn't even, there was no, even that was monstrous, but oh my God, which goes to show you, these women kept saying we were dating. You weren't really dating. Because there's no way this guy had that level of free time. You were hanging in there. You were trying to wait it out so you could get some of that diamond money. That's all it was. And what's funny is the last woman that you find out, the Dutch woman who's been dating this guy for 14 months, who's giving him $140K. It wasn't like she only found out because the other girls contacted her, and she goes, "Oh, this is my she saw a news article about him. She goes, "This is my boyfriend." This woman was in fashion. This woman had so much money that the $140,000 was nothing to her. It wasn't like she was like, "Oh my God, they're creditors." She just dropped $140K of her own money because this bitch had $140K to drop. So now, if this guy had just taken all their money and donated it to charity, he could do a real Robin Hood thing. But at the end of the day, all these women are going to make out. Simon's going to make out. He's going to eventually find a way to profiteer off this. There's no victim. This was great for everyone. It's definitely worth a watch. It's entertaining. As a guy, you're kind of like, yeah, it's nice to see what it's like on the other side. But at the same time, like I said, guys fucking do this too. We all know, but it's just the bum ass dude. It's the dude he's leeching off of it's usually a guy leeching off a single mom. It's what it is. We've seen those guys, or the guy in James Woods' character from the movie Casino. Oh man, I really wanted to root for those girls, but they would just the Swedish girl said, "Oh, he was shorter than I usually go for, but I saw that he was a hard worker," which is such bullshit. When she said, because there's no pictures on his Tinder profile of him working, okay? She just saw that he was rich. They saw the money. That's all it is. And for those of you fellas out there who don't know, women don't know, if a guy I've had women finally admit this, if a guy has a fancy car, if women see that you have money, that is the big tits or big ass. That's what that is. So when a guy goes on Tinder, he sees big tits and ass, he swipes right. Women know this because especially the young girls, their asses are all out. The version of that for women is money. Is a dude with a nice car or any of that shit. That is, hey, it is what it is. We all know what we want from each other. You just gotta be real about it. Anyway, it's definitely worth a watch. It's pretty fucking hilarious. I'm gonna be straight up with you. It is damn funny. Also, in other news, there was a shooting in Portland. It was like a mass shooting in Portland. I know, Mike. Why are you chuckling? Now, this isn't technically a mass shooting, but 4 or 5 people was shot. Someone died. A bunch of people are in serious condition. So there was a protest, a leftist. Portland and Seattle do this. The Antifa folk get out. They have like a leftist protest and anarchist leftist protest. And they do their thing, and some guy shows up who doesn't like them, and he shoots like 4 or 5 of them, right? Goofy, instantly type guy. Now, one of the girls dies, the others are injured. Someone shoots back, shoots him, removes shell casings from the scene. Anyway, why is this funny? Because the guy is a furry. The guy is... A bunch of people got shot, and the guy that shot them is a furry. America has come so full circle that even furries are committing mass shootings. And if you have the chance, go onto Twitter and just look into it, because this is the funny part. The furry community is up in arms, and apparently, like, someone put up a Rolling Stone article, which Rolling Stone is to journalism what Arby's is to fine dining. They're the worst. They're the worst of the absolute fucking worst. They make Vice look like professionals. And the article was about how is there an alt-right problem with... Does the furry community have an alt-right Nazi problem? And apparently, and it's all these furries complaining about how, there are many leftist and communist furries, which you see quite a bit if you're on Twitter, which don't go on. You'll see... But apparently they're complaining that because this guy was a right-wing dude, presumably, because he didn't like the leftists. And they're all complaining that there is a problem with Nazi and alt-right furries. And it's so... This is why you got to go on Twitter and look at it. It's all these people and their... What do you call that? The profile picture is of a hot wolf, of a sexualized fox. It's a picture of their furry character holding a gun. It's just... My friend Jason Cordova, who I'm working on the podcast with, just drove by a weird furry convention outside one of the richest hotels in Boston. They were all outside in their big, goofy furry outfits. And I don't care what your politics are. If you're a furry, I think we can hang you by the neck until dead. I know there's something about furries that really fucking weirds me out and really creeps me out. Because it's gross. It's sick. I don't fucking care if it's your kink. There's something wrong. If you are into that shit, there is something profoundly mentally wrong with you. And it's also a profound reflection of the fact that there is something profoundly wrong with our society. That a civilization is mentally ill when it hits the stage of furries. Because either you're into bestiality, which a lot of them are. You're into bestiality. You're into pedophilia because you want to dress up in your big fucking goofy outfit and have kids hug you. Or I don't know. You are not normal. There's something fucking weird. And if you... The fact that people pretend it's not about sex is bothers me too. And it also... I think it is part of nerd culture because the going out in your furry outfit is the epitome of real world internet, of the anonymity that the internet provides you, where you make this false character. It is if you're into, and apparently there are some alt-right furries, and they're arguing with the leftists, talking about I'm going to shoot you. And the commies are like, I'm going to shoot you. And it's like, you're fucking furries. You're all losers, dude. And they take pictures of themselves with like AR-15s. And honestly, I'm going to be like, I think this is furry on furry violence. I think we should just let them sort this out. I think this is a time when the government and society can go, you know what? This is for you fucking furries to figure out. And just go watch the furry on furry arguments they're having right now, because the furries are all having a meltdown that their community is being reflected, that their community is being shown in a poor light. Oh, really? It took this for a bunch of grown adults who dress up in big, weird, goofy, sexualized wolf, fox, fucking chicken costumes. This is what embarrasses you? It had to get to murder before you felt embarrassed. And the guy's name is Ben Smith. His alter ego is Polybun. He was a bunny. The guy who shot 5 fucking people is a bunny. Not just a bunny, a polyamorous bunny. Please, God, smite my nation now. Oh, God, please give me Armageddon. I don't. Like, this, oh, God, this hurts me on a societal level, probably worse than any of the totalitarian bullshit going on in Canada and Australia. The authoritarian stuff scares me. It does. But this also really scares me. And I just watched a video of a woman, a teacher who came out to clarify, hey, we just want you all to know, no, we are not putting kitty litter trays out for the members of our kitty community in our school, okay? And the fact that that has to be announced, because I was talking with a friend of mine, Heather, who's been on the show before, and Heather told me about how at her son's school, there is this thing where the kids go around in like semi-furry thing where they're all cats now. They wear cat ears and cat paw gloves. And I just got, oh my God. Just, what? You know how we excavate Roman and Assyrian and Hittite ruins and we go, oh, I wonder what collapsed their civilization. There are people who are one day going to find a human skeleton inside a furry outfit and go, this was definitely linked. This is very clear that this came about in the decline of this civilization. Oh, Jesus, Mary and fucking Joseph. It is, I know it's fucked up, but it is pretty funny. It would have been really funny if he shot everyone dressed up as a bunny. He did it, but it would have been like, I really felt so gross looking into this community, and they're showing all apparently they're all on these group chats in Telegram, and there's the thing with nerds and nerd losers, they form these weird subcultures. And there's always a moderator, right? There's always someone who gets to be the king fucking nerd in this group. And everyone's like, if you're a moderator, this is what happens when you don't stop bullying, when you don't kick people out of the group, when you don't take your furry moderator position seriously. This is what if only we had if only we had policed this Discord properly, we could have stopped. Oh my God. Also, like, they were arguing politics in their furry groups. Why? Why were you guys arguing about Kyle Rittenhouse why are you guys trying to act like these are normal? This is always my issue with online gaming shit. Is that at some point, like, I remember having I played StarCraft. Really fun real-time strategy game. And I got like a demo disc for World of Warcraft when I was in college. I played it for a little bit. I was like, adventure game, quest, this seems fun. But then people would just they would hang out here because they're losers who don't have real friends, which is a unfortunate, massive problem for Gen Z and millennials, where most of them have no friends. Not most, but like about 40%, I think, is a soft estimate. Have like zero friends, zero social life. So these weird, gross subcultures that they become a part of, whether it's stand-up comedy or, a music scene or furries, whatever the goofy, weird thing that you do, World of Warcraft, cosplay, whatever it is, it really, they don't care about that. They want an excuse to try and socialize with other human beings, but they have no idea how to walk up to someone, start a conversation, and just make friends. So the reality of all these weird subcultures, all these weird furry things, or whatever your fucking goofball subculture is that it's some way of people desperately trying to avoid the loneliness that comes around from the decline of a failing industrial society. Oh, baby. I just finished this book called The Third Wave. Great book about how the new wave that we're entering is coming. I've talked about it on here before. You guys got to check it out. Written in 1980, very prophetic, very prescient. Reading something about how like during Lyndon Johnson's administration, they're talking about in 10 years America, we're up there, we're on the moon, we're gonna, they really thought they were gonna have flying cars. They really thought we were gonna break through and end all disease, and that the human race was gonna just topple nature and be lords of the universe. And in 60 years, we have 19-year-old adults working minimum wage jobs and saving up to buy a cat suit. That's... This is... Oh, God. Sometimes I wonder... Like, imagine showing a video of a furry convention to... What's funny is, like, the furries, they get... The somewhat counsel be, oh, I'm a furry and I'm an anarcho-syndicalist communist, and you go, you're just a loser. And of being able to show videos of this to somebody right before they run up the beach at Normandy, or right before they walk into a line of bullets at Gettysburg, or I don't know, the Battle of Bunker Hill during the Revolution. Just imagine you could go back in time and show these guys a video of a bunch of purple-haired goofballs dressing up in furry outfits and arguing over who has a better tail and who would make a better femboy, and just seeing the look on their face as they throw down their weapons, walk up to the Germans and go, how can we help you out? Like, this is what you're gonna die for. Oh God in heaven. Oh man. I think I'll just do a short one and just call it a day. I think I'll just end on furry murder. A political... That's the most Portland shooting ever. That a shooting happens between leftists and right-wing people, and they're a bunch of fucking furries, and that's what it is. That's Portland. That is Portland, Oregon in a nutshell, and why we can get rid of the West Coast in its entirety. We can lose you, buddy. We can absolutely lose you. Oh my God. Oh, Simon is doing cameos. He's making money. Oh, good for him. Good for... Oh, shit, I remembered something I was going to talk to you guys about, and then I fucking forgot it because I didn't write it down because I'm a donkey. Well, what are you going to do, boys? We're sanctioning Russia because they acknowledged those things in Ukraine. They didn't invade. We're not going to war. Hey, no war with Russia. So we did it. Oh, I'm not going to bring that up because that's too disgusting. I don't want to end on that because that's really fucking depressing. That's just gross. Oh, man. Oh, now I'm just tempting you guys with whatever that thing is that I was going to talk about. Jesus. Yeah. All right. There was a teacher who was giving... Michael, this isn't fucking funny. Don't... Because it's... Like, I hope this person thankfully got 45 years. But a teacher gave her students cupcakes that had her husband's nut in it. I just... Why? Just, you know what, Mike? You should have just... Why'd you end on that one, Mike? You could have... Hey, you know what? It's a good story. The bitch is going to jail where she fucking belongs. But why are you nutting in fucking... Why are you? You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Just God smite us all. Sodom and Gomorrah. Here we. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys. Hope you guys have a good week. I really do. Thanks for listening. Why cupcakes? What the? Oh my God. Oh Jesus, Lord. Lord have mercy. Lord. Oh my Lanta. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to watching Kanye fight Pete Davidson right now. It's so wholesome. Fuck it. All right, that's it. That's it for this week, guys. Have a good week. Have fun. Sorry, this was a little rushed one. So whatever. Just don't come in any cupcakes. Don't shoot people. Don't be a furry. What else? Don't fucking be a Tinder swindler. Don't freeze the bank accounts of people in your country because they protest. Just be fucking normal. God damn it. Jesus Christ. Have fun. Bye.